Do you know if your mother had a drug problem?
Brenda definitely had a drug problem.
Today, Nikolas Cruz's sister took the stand in his sentencing trial, and she talked about their mother's addiction.
And she took the stand after opening statements by the defense today.
We want to bring in now Maria Schneider. She is the former assistant state prosecutor in Broward County. So, Maria, before we get to his sister, Cruz's defense attorney made her opening statement today. She did not deny how horrible the crime was, but still argued that he should not get the death penalty. So what's your take on this strategy?
It seems the only logical strategy, frankly, that they could possibly take. You can't deny the carnage that Nikolas Cruz created. You can't minimize the damage that he created, the permanency and the depth of pain that he has created. So the only thing they can do is try to minimize his responsibility, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Nikolas Cruz obviously is not a regular person. Regular people generally don't engage in behavior like this. The defense is going to capitalize on that, and obviously they have some basis for doing so. This testimony today from, the sister, from the friend of the mother, we have to take their word for exactly what it is that they're saying. Obviously, there's no corroboration for any of the details that they're providing, but it gives the defense the basis to argue, listen, we can't argue with the horror that he caused, but we can argue that he is not as culpable as he would have thought.
Yeah, Maria, you're right. In fact, the defense is, in essence, saying that Nikolas Cruz never stood a chance because his mother abused drugs and alcohol even while he was still in her womb. And so back to Cruz's sister's testimony, she talked about her childhood and her own criminal past. So does her testimony help paint Nikolas Cruz as a figure who deserves compassion from this jury?
Anytime that you are presenting circumstances about an individual's life, especially when they've been difficult circumstances, obviously that's going to carry some weight. How much weight, though, that remains to be seen. One of the interesting contrasts between the sister and he is that they're both involved with criminal behavior. She's even involved with crimes against persons, but she certainly hasn't committed a mass murder. And I think that the prosecution will eventually get to rebut some of this evidence that's been presented. And one of the points that I am sure they're going to make is that although mentally ill people do sometimes act out violently, the vast majority of people with mental illnesses do not. So one thing does not necessarily lead to the other. Nikolas Cruz made choices, and he needs to live with the consequences of those choices. I am sure is going to be the basis of what we hear in rebuttal.
Maria Schneider, thank you so much for your perspective on this trial.